The Hole in the Ark. One evening at dusk, as Noah stood on his ark, putting green oil in starboard side lamp, his wife came along and said, "Noah, something's wrong. Our cabin is getting quite damp." Noah said, "Is that so?" Then he went down below, and he found it were right what she'd said. For there on the floor, quite a puddle he saw. It was slopping around under bed. Said he, "There's an hole in the bottom somewhere. We must find it before we retire." Then he thought for a bit, and he said, "Aye, that's it. A bloodhound is what we require." So he went and fetched bloodhound from place where it lay, between the skunk and the polecat it were. And as things there below were a trifle so-so, it were glad of a breath of fresh air. They followed the hound as it went sniffing round, till at last they located the leak, to where a small hole inside about 2 inches wide, where a swordfish had poked in his beak. By gum, how the wet squirted in through that hole, while young Shem, who at sums was expert, worked it out on his slate that it came at the rate of per gallon, per second, per squirt. The bloodhound tried hard to keep water in check by lapping it up with his tongue, but it came in so fast through that hole that at last he shoved in his nose for a bung. The poor faithful hound, he were very near drowned. They dragged him away none too soon, for the stream as it rose pushed his way up his nose and blew him up like a balloon. And then Mrs. Noah shoved her elbow into hole and said, "Hey, it stopped, I believe." But they found very soon as she altered her tune, for the water had shot up her sleeve. When she saw as her elbow weren't doing much good, she said, "Noah, have an idea. You sit on the leak, and by end of the week, there's no knowing, the weather might clear." Noah didn't think much to this notion at all, but he reckoned he'd give it a try. On the hole down he flopped, and the leaking all stopped, and all, except him, were quite dry. Well, they took him his breakfasts and dinners and teas, as day after day there he sat, till the rain were all past, and they landed at last on the top side of Mount Ararat. And that is how Noah got 'em safely ashore. But ever since then, strange to tell, them as helped save the ark has all carried a mark. Aye, and their descendants as well. That's why dog has cold nose, ladies has cold elbows, and you'll also find, if you enquire, that's why a man takes his coat tails in his hand and stands with his back to the fire.